glasses. I can promise you that not all sunglasses are built the same. Rick's Eyewear is crafted for durability, clarity, and style that lasts. And we're so confident that we back ourselves with a 90-day free returns policy just in case they're not a perfect match. Use ACES for 20% off site-wide and find your fit right now at rickseyewear.com.au. Now let's get into the show. Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Tommy Talks. This week we are joined by another bomber, Big Guelfi, in the building on the rehab, rehabilitation table at the moment, mate. So plenty of time on your hands, but good to finally get another Don in the building.
Thanks for having me, mate. It's going to be a tough act to follow from Calder's. So
I heard you were having a bit of a field day watching you, man. Just, I thought he dominated. He's come a long way with his public speaking.
Yeah, he has come a long way. He has to think a little bit, but he's a good man, and he's playing great footy too.
He's playing really well. He's actually playing really well. But obviously it's a long year, but he started well, and we'll get right into the footy and all that. But how are you tracking, mate? I didn't know your hamstring was so significant. I looked at the injury list actually today before an AFL show to just see why the Bombers haven't been at their best. But there's a lot of good players in the, in rehab at the moment. Yeah,
it's not so much about the ability of the players, but probably the senior guys having that extra voice out there. That probably hurts us. But, the boys are excited to respond on the weekend. But for me, a few setbacks with the hamstring, which is very frustrating. But at the end of the day, I'm still living out my dream and get to work as a footballer. So I got to keep flicking it back to that and seeing the brighter side. You have to see the bright side in rehab, don't you? Yeah, 100%. It's a grind. But I go to the gym and work on my body, so it's pretty good to do Let's just dive quickly into rehab. What is the thing that pisses you off the most? Like, when you walk into the football club and your strength conditioning coach goes, "Hey, man, here's your program today." And there's sometimes swimming, assault bike, grinder. Yeah. I mean, you tell me, what's the one thing that you love and hate? Well, I'm doing a swimming challenge at the moment with the rehab guy, Jimmy Wires. So that I actually enjoy that. For me, it's the long weight session. So boys are in there for maybe an hour, you're in there for an hour 40 plus your Pilates, plus your little things. That's definitely the hardest bit in the grind. Pilates is, I need to start doing it because I'm just got the shakes when I do a sit-up, but it's one of the hardest things to do. It is. You see the girls doing it at 1 hour or whatever, and you think it's going to be really easy, and then you go and, shaky core. Yeah, shaky core, big time. So obviously when we record these potties, mate, we don't like to talk about the now, or, when I say the now, what's happening next week or what happened last week, because it's the traditional. But your hamstring is more of a long-termer. So what round do we expect you back according to the plan? Yeah, probably maybe a 7 in the VFL I'm hoping for. But, we're not going to rush it because I've had a few setbacks. So just taking as it comes, making sure I'm hitting my my markers and stuff like that, and we'll see what happens, but I'm excited to get back. One thing I know talking about injuries, you don't want to keep talking about it, so I'm going to stop talking about them, all right? We're going to talk about off-field. You've got to distract your mind. What are you doing away from the footy club? And what's the footy club like? Is it a good culture down there in terms of off-field development and driving standards away from the club so you can better your life? Yeah, we've got a really good young group, so it's lots of fun at the footy club. But, outside a lot of boys play golf and hang out together. So Calder's kicked me out of his house. So you said he likes his space. Yeah, he does like his space, his own time. He's been gaming recently, which is a bit rare for him. I saw the Call of Duty photo the other day. He was very close to that monitor. Yeah, yeah, old square eyes, Joe. The boys are playing that, which is I haven't got into. It's probably not me yet, but we just spend time together, getting coffee and all the rest of the things, and hanging out and just enjoying each other's company, especially being a West Australian, don't have too many friends outside of footy. So, it's really good for me. Who was your first mate you met outside of the club? Because it's hard. I did the opposite of you. I went to WA from Vic. But when you met, that's how I met my business partner, Cohen, and all his mates. It was great. So it took a couple of years to do that. Who was your first mate away from footy? Well, I live with Dylan Clark, so former Bomber. He has lots of friends that I hang out with. His girlfriend's great. But it's pretty funny. You end up hanging out with Perth people, and Jimmy Harold here, who used to live with the big bull, Camzar. So he was always good to get away from footy with.
It's always refreshing, isn't it, when you got someone that's just not at the footy club, just to talk a little bit of shit.
Yeah, because you're always talking shit with the boys, but it always ends up back at footy. So, it's really good to switch off a bit.
Well, I've talked off field, but you haven't mentioned, mate, I've been looking online and you are dominating. If you want to book a new model for your photo shoots, you got the great man next to me. You just head online now, hit the email in your Instagram and maybe the manager there as well. But, mate, talk to us about, you're a good-looking rooster. You've known that your whole life. It's great that you're pursuing this. How's it all work? If I want to book you for a Rick's photo shoot, mate, what's the go?
Yeah, so you go on my Instagram. You can go to my email or you go to 520, my model managing company. I was waiting for you to bring this one up. It's quite funny. I reckon 5 years ago, if you said you did modelling and play footy, the boys would give you a lot of shit. But the boys actually have been really good at the footy club. They still take the piss sometimes, but it's funny. They say I look good and it's a bit weird sometimes if I have my shirt off. But yeah, it's something for me. It's come out of my comfort zone originally. Getting in front of a camera, doing that type of stuff is a lot different to posing for footy and looking tough, and you got to learn all the facial expressions. That's for me. It started off as that, but now I'm really enjoying it. Liking getting into my fashion a bit and working for different brands, and just really enjoying that type of space. And it's so different. You go into a room where no one knows who you are. Like we were saying before, outside of footy could be going bad. You go there and they couldn't give a fuck who you are, which is the best thing about it. They ask questions about it, but really they don't care. And it's something I've been loving doing and hopefully can keep doing. Hopefully during footy, but maybe after if I don't age too much.
Nah, mate. Well, I'm looking at your head, mate. It's a nice onion, so I think you'll be fine. And make sure you look after it because you're starting to get I got a little bit of grey on the chin.
Yeah, not going back with the flight.
A bit thin in the hair. Yeah, don't split your eye open. I think I split that open. That was on the piss actually. That wasn't even on the footy field. That's how soft I was. But when did you say I'm going to go for it. I'm going to just have the balls to go. I'm going to put them on the line and say, I'm finally going to go out there and get a manager and talk to me about your first photo shoot.
Yeah. So my model manager actually approached me first and I was looking at the message and I was a bit like, I was kind of thinking, what will the boys think about this? And then I realized like, who cares really? And I'm just going to have fun with it. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone a bit more. So started doing that. And from there I actually found I really enjoyed it. So it might even get into some bit of acting, which would be a bit different as well. So I've been loving it now, so I'm going to keep going with it.
Bit of acting, this is a different caper, it's I felt like we did a bit of acting there, Harrow, when we did the AFL show with Wall and Daisy. I tell you what, it took me a few takes. When there's a lot of people around that you don't know, you start to get a little bit into your shell. But if you can get out, it's a great experience.
Yeah, well, I reckon I'm better with people I don't know. It's when you're in front of the boys and you got to read those scripts for the sponsors and stuff. That's when it's hard. Colders doesn't go well at reading those scripts. I can
imagine Jai Boy go, fuck, what's my line again? So what are we talking? Movies here? TV? Home and away? What are we talking? Or is it a non-disclosure?
Well, I'm just starting out, so we'll see what happens. But it'd be nice to go into the big screen. But I'll stick to the modelling for now and see how that goes. It's obviously a big industry, and we've seen a few Australians recently. Jacob Elordi, he's come from a rugby background, so I think he got injured, a neck injury, so he had to change to something different, and that kind of inspired me a little bit. If the injuries keep going, I'll do everything I can to fix it up, but if it doesn't, that could be something.
Well, it's important to build your life away, mate. I think it's great that you're doing it, and a lot of people will, even if they did give you shit, they'd go, "Hurry up, what am I doing?" And they get into work. What are some of the brands that you've worked with so far? So it's the hard thing with footy is they won't work around your day off. So it's if it's on that day off, it's on that day off. I've done Connors, I've done Just Jeans the other day. So the ball's starting to roll a bit. Just Jeans is a big brand.
Yeah, Just Jeans was really cool. So if you want to look online, you'll see me trying on all the jeans. It's quite funny. And then I was in Maya, which was pretty cool to walk around the Maya store and see your face up there. I don't get many of the billboards for footy, so
Oh yeah, they're tough to get those
they
ones.
are.
There's always the same blokes as well.
Yeah, Big Draper on all the tradie ads.
Yeah, Big Draper. He's actually a bit of a pin-up boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Has he got his own private little deal with them, or is he just is it an
I
ASA
think
job?
It's a private deal. I think it's separate. There's the beer company and the undies company. So he's got the beer one, which is good for him.
He's a good man. Let's talk about his set shot while you're on it, because I saw him going around the corner, but he has a soccer background, right?
Yeah, he loves running that one.
So so is that like, where does the big man stand 20 meters out, directly, maybe even 10 meters out, directly in front? He turns right angles and then snaps the ball, and it does go in, he probably is going to do it again and again and again. But where does he have the confidence to say, boys, this is me now, and I'm going to pull it out at Marvel?
Well, that's the good thing about Big Drapes. He just does his own thing, and worked on the weekend. I actually spoke to him after the game and gave him credit for sticking with it, because he did it 3 times in a row, and I was there at the game, and the crowd was like, "Whoa, what is he doing?" But I mean, it was working better than his drop punt, I'll tell you that.
Maybe that is the case. If you're over 200, the ball drop's tough.
Yeah, I guess it'll get hard when he's further out. But he actually, the week before, he nailed one from 40. So, he puts a lot of work into it. So,
righto. So, siren goes, you're down by 4 points. To win the game, 35 out, Big Drapes has the ball. Is he going the drop punt, or is he going that big whopping snap?
I reckon he's going the snap from 35. I reckon
35?
40 he's not, but I'd actually back him in. He hits it sweet.
Yeah.
So, and you saw his goal of the year. He can do some weird things. So, I reckon back him in.
I like it. But you see Johnny Wilkinson, I'm trying to think of all these players that have routines and just practice, but I just feel like the drop punt's easier.
It's a long way for the big fella. So I think he can guide it a bit more with a snap and hold it a bit different. I guess he's used to a round ball. Well, he says he has a big soccer background, but I don't know about that.
He loves his soccer background. I have seen it mentioned a few times. Back to modelling, like what else? So is your manager's based in Melbourne, or is it Sydney?
Yeah.
So someone has to contact, they just got to contact him. He obviously reaches out to you.
Yeah.
And the way a model manager normally works, from my experience, is they take 20% of the ticket.
Yeah. It's similar to your footy sponsorships. It's a 20% take, and they put in work to get you out there. For me, the start was a lot about getting my portfolio, because brands want to see what you look like. Just Jeans actually wanted me with stubble, which was quite funny.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't grow much.
Can't grow anything?
And they liked it. So that was really good. But yeah, the start is really slow, because you've got to take lots of photos. You're not getting paid. Doing days, not getting paid. And really building your portfolio. Then once you land a few brands, it seems to just keep ticking. So it's happening at the moment a little bit. So hopefully it keeps rolling.
It's a draining day on the set. The amount of photo shoots I've been behind the scenes, cleaning sunglasses on my day off. I remember on the early days, or probably the end of my career at Freo, and then early days at the Giants, doing all this kind of stuff, and the models roll in and they take the cash and they just have to smile. But it is a long day for them as well, just listening to the direction and creative and changing outfits. Like, it's not as easy as people think.
Yeah, people do think it's like just you stand there, look good, whatever. But yeah, you do a lot of moving and standing on your feet. You can't sit down in the clothes. I'd rather do that than the other job with the cleaning and the ironing, making sure every bits of clothes look good. Because at the end of the day, it's about the clothes, not about the actual models.
Yeah.
So, they do a good job.
They do a good job. I'm just thinking about clothes. You started your own clothing brand. Are you still putting time into that, or have you parked it?
I've parked it for now. Just a bit busy. Doing a bit of study at the moment too. It was Roo Club. As you know, in Perth, everyone speaks about being a Roo. So I thought it was quite funny, and I've actually got it tattooed on my foot.
That would have hurt.
Yeah. But yeah, for now, I'll let it be for now, but I'll keep the name in case I want to bring it up. It was a bit funny because it was Roo. It's obviously the Kangaroos. So a lot of people were like, you play for the Bombers. What are you doing?
I know Rooster, good looking bloke. Like, that's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, the Roo. No, I'm saying the Roo, that's what I thought straight away. But now that you've mentioned Kangaroos, it's like the footy fans would be going, what are you doing?
Yeah, the Essendon fans were like, do you support Kangaroos now? Like, obviously not. But it was fun. I learned about owning your own business, as you would know. It's a lot harder than what you think. That's
packing an order, mate. It's time consuming.
Yeah, so I was doing that out of my room at Drapes' house, all by myself. So come home from training and pack orders, and yeah, it was rewarding as well. Like seeing other people wearing your hoodies, and a lot of the Essendon fans were wearing them. So it was good to see.
It is great to see when you walk past someone and they're rocking the brand that you started.
Talk about that. I was in Miami and I saw some rixes from some Spanish bloke. I was like,
really?
Yeah. I was like, I sent you the photo, remember?
I don't remember.
You don't?
When did you send it to me?
Geez, you must have been having a big night or something.
The time zone might have been around upside down. I mean, I'll get it up. You must. Oh, you did. You Instagram to me, but you sent it on the timer. Remember, you had the timer.
Yeah.
I said, send it to me again. You go, oh, I've lost it because you remember you sent it to me and it timed out.
Okay.
I do remember.
I've got it somewhere. I'll send it to you. But yeah, Spanish bloke who liked the Sunnies, and I was like, what? That's
unbelievable.
So that's good for you, mate. You're all around the world.
That is it's amazing to hear that, and I appreciate you sharing it because. When you don't know, I mean, look, how do I explain this? When you see someone you know like representing your brand, it's like, you obviously love them so much, but you know that they know you.
Yeah.
But it's when someone that doesn't know you and has actually purchased them through just the quality and obviously the marketing and the designs.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding as well. And it's also fascinating when you see them in person. It's like I'll deliberately go up to them.
That's me.
Internationally easily, but when it's in Melbourne, you're like, I don't want to be like a full creep, but I do try to go, hey mate, love your sunnies.
I noticed like at the start of starting your brand, you sell easy because it's all your friends supporting your family. Like mum and dad bought like 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you do the second drop and it drops a little bit.
That's exactly what happened to us. Yeah. Big spike at the start. You think, we'll load up again, and it just goes quiet.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the hardest bit. You got to keep the ball rolling and keep trying to trend in the right direction.
Man, I need this Spanish photo again because I want to see this man in the Rixies because
he kind of looks like you too. Actually, I'll send it to you. It was probably you.
He look like a horse, does he? Well, mate, like I said, I want to make sure everyone out there can get involved and help you out. Are you open to? Obviously, your manager, does he decipher what brands you can and can't do?
Yeah.
How does it work if someone listening here wants to book you for a photo shoot?
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's up to them where they see my direction going. So if a brand doesn't align to me and my look or whatever, they will stay away from it. So yeah, I just leave it up to them. They're the professionals. They've got lots of big models around the world. So they're doing a really good job.
Love it. Maybe see you on a little catwalk soon then.
Yeah, well, catwalk's harder, and Big Tommy Derricks does a lot of. Do you know Tommy Derricks does a lot of catwalks? I've done one Melbourne Fashion Week probably 3 years ago.
How'd you find it?
Well, it's actually a lot harder because it's live. Like you can stuff up with the other ones with photo shoot, but yeah, everyone's looking at you. You see Guinea when he was doing it recently.
Little cheeky smile. He's like, got to focus again.
Yeah, he's giggling. Which you can't really do, but because he's just doing it for fun, it's okay. But I found that a lot harder because you got to walk a certain way, you got to watch your feet. You see those ones of people tripping over.
When girls have to wear high heels, mate. Imagine having to be a chick walking down the catwalk for your first time with high heels on.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Yeah, I wore sunnies as well, so it was dark room and I couldn't really see, so that was quite scary.
Four lenses, mate. I have to get you in the Rixies. Let's talk a little bit of footy. Obviously, Essendon, we're recording this, Wednesday, start around 3, just for context for people out there, but this will be out in a week or two. But the Bombers are always in the press and it's always for something else and this and that. Like, how much of it do you consume?
Me personally, I'm pretty good with it. A lot of the time people don't see what's happening in the four walls. We know we work hard and we know the boys playing right now are doing everything they can to get a win. But also we know where we're at, so we're focusing on a lot of the process. The wins might not be coming now, and hopefully they are on the weekend. But focusing on the process and more that instead of the actual result.
Okay, let's talk process because I know the game pretty well, I think. Yeah. And when I watch something, you can kind of get a bit of a flavour to the game plan. I'll start with Adelaide. Like I can tell Nixie, I actually know Nixie kind of when he was the ball movement coach at the Giants. And you just tell he wants to play with freedom and flair and they're probably more looking for goals off turnover and more attacking game plan. You can look at Fremantle, very negative type defence game plan. They're looking to attack. At the moment, what would you say you're aspiring? Like what's the game plan aspiring to be at the Dons?
Yeah, well, we're definitely focusing on our pressure, and which was not there on the weekend. So we know if we don't do that, the rest, goes to shit really. So that's the boys going to be looking to change that this week. But then also, playing to your strengths, Scotty's really big on. So for me, it's not trying to be like Zach Merritt and pull kicks into the middle.
Oh, he's a superstar, isn't he?
I won't be doing that when I get back. But for me, it's, my contest work, my 1%ers, what you can do to help the team. It's like Andy McGrath's run off the halfback. It's called as in and under stuff. So, we're all different players and bringing that out so as a collective we can be a strong team.
So you say all that stuff, right? And I'll just play devil's here, but pressure and then bring out your best traits. But what about like a system defense or like, all that kind of stuff? Like what's being – I just want to know a little bit more on the outer layer of things.
Yeah.
And how long has like – I understand a new game plan isn't like click your fingers and go. There's a lot of education and layers and sometimes you're over-coachable, but – I want to understand a little bit more behind the footy and the outside kind of game. How long have you been working on this game plan?
Yeah, we've been working on it since Scotty came, but also the game changes so quickly. So we've changed a few little things without giving away too much. The boys are still learning. Even our most senior players like Dylan Shaw, he's still learning the game plan. So we're a bit of an assertive defense, which obviously gets hung out to dry if the pressure's not there because
agree
gets kicked out of the back. So I think our backs have been copying it a bit recently and it's on probably more the forwards and the mids than anything.
Well said. And that's something that if people listening or watching don't understand, we're the same. We used to say leave the loose deepest. So that means that they can have Joe the Goose in the goal square.
Yeah.
We're going to bet that they can't get anywhere near it because we've got more numbers. We've got one extra number really.
Yeah.
And we're zoning with that number to kind of force a stoppage or turnover.
Yeah.
And then score off it. So that makes sense. So it's good to know what you're kind of doing because it is frustrating when I'm not going to talk about what's happening. I'm just saying like it doesn't matter what you see. If you see a really good performance and then a poor performance, but not knowing it's a bit like your golf game, right? Here's an analogy. When I slice the ball, but when I went and got a lesson, he told me why I slice it. So then when I slice it, I know why I'm getting beat outright.
Yeah.
So once you work it out, it's fine. But I think it is sometimes like, I guess the start of a season's or like it's a bit tough, but it's good that you say that. It's like if you don't see pressure, we're in trouble. If you see pressure, we're alive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's only 1%. If you're 1% off with the pressure, because the comp's so close at the moment, we make our backs look almost stupid because of that. And I think Scotty said it earlier in the week, like Glenn Jakovic wouldn't stop that.
Yeah.
It's on everyone. It's not just on the backs when the goals are getting kicked. When we kick our own goals, it's not just on the forwards, it's on everyone.
You need your bodyguard to be quick. And gas is as quick as they come. Still, he's not as quick as a PointsBet app where I can place my same game multi before he's had a chance to even... We'll call that a draw.
It's never been quicker to piece together an NBA same-game multi with PointsBet.
Memories.
PointsBet, built different. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Why do you think the pressure's not there sometimes for your team or any team? Like, what do you think it is?
Oh, I definitely wouldn't say lack of effort. Like a lot of the time you can be doing too much effort or you're trying to solve it yourself. You might leave your man to try and pressure the other one and then they handball it to your man. So, it's just being smarter, but controlled pressure.
And also the importance of, I guess, chemistry. Like there's a lot of new faces and new players in different roles. You mentioned Sheely before. Like he hasn't probably played halfback that much. He's probably always been an inside mid. You got, Caddy, Kako, 2 new faces.
Yeah.
Couple leaders not there. I talked about just the players that haven't been there at the start of the year, but just how a team can change. It is hard when there's new faces, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Even yourself, like you're not there at the moment. You're always playing forward.
Yeah, definitely. I was speaking to Perko on the weekend and he was probably our most experienced forward, which is, quite amazing. We had, Kako, Caddy, young Shifty coming from the Waffle, another great Waffle player.
Hey, tough league, the Waffle.
It is a tough league. We got a few from there. Nick Martin as well.
I'd love to know. I'm going to ask you about him and Merritt in a second.
Okay. But so there's no excuses. You got to, if you're playing AFL, you got to be up for it. But Perko is being a leader out there, so it's good. We're bringing that out of him now as well.
Love it. let's go to Nick Martin. I can't understand how he gets overlooked. Have you ever asked him? I'd love to sit him down, actually, teaming up with him. I just can't understand someone so good at football. He looks athletically gifted.
Yeah.
Right? How does he get overlooked? Has he ever said to you on the beers, mate, I honestly was just hard done by?
He's quietly confident, Marto. So, he backs his ability. And I think at the end of the day, it's for everyone, it's about just getting onto a list. And then a lot of the time you develop into a player. But for him, I think that the AFL style suits him more than the waffle. It's more open.
I get that.
His running ability is amazing. Like, came to the club when playing scratchies and he kicked 4 in our scratchy or something. And then his debut, he had 29.
I remember him chopping first game.
29 and I can't remember, 5 or something. But yeah, I think the AFL just suits him more, and he does a lot of work on his game. Like, he is a footy nuffy and he's open about it and loves it. But yeah, he's played back, he's played forward. You can put him midfield anywhere, and yeah, it's pretty amazing that he got overlooked.
That's incredible. I find it.
Maybe the recruiters should look at Western Australia a bit more.
They should, or they should just keep Massimo on the list. Oh mate, what's going on there? You can probably speak because our man Adrian's not there anymore. But when you see a player like the Massimo, just leave the club, and you can see how good he could be, or. Well, I don't want to pot anyone here. How can I word this? It's more you're probably mates with him, but I just see these guys. They leave, they go to a new level, right? I feel like he's better at the Hawks, but that's the point of development. He was only there for a short period.
Yeah,
I just see his development coming along nicely.
Yeah, definitely. He's always had great skills. I think we helped him learn defend a lot, and it's coming out in his Hawks game. He's playing really good footy. I think their game style really suits him as well as a winger. So, it's good to see him doing well, but it would be nice to have him. Yeah,
I've probably stitched you up there. We're probably, I don't normally ask questions like that, but it's probably me just being a bit of a footy nuff there and just asking a couple of questions. I mean, it's vice versa. You can't really say Nick Martin and then Massimo because it's a great pickup. What about Zachy Merritt? Do you think he's one of the most underrated players in the comp? Because I definitely think people rate him, but you understand football and the way he slices you up with his legs. It's almost what you need these days to be able to get the ball on turnover and go bang inside and hit a 45, and he can do it better than anyone.
Yeah, and for him, it's his consistency as well. He does it every week. It's not like he'll just have one good game and one bad game. He puts in a lot of work as well, and his skills are ridiculous. I had training. I reckon he has 70 touches. I'm lucky to get 2 at training.
Yeah, training's tough sometimes.
Because you're doing all these drills that are making the defense work and numbers and stuff, and he still just finds the footy. It's amazing. For him, he wants to play till he's 40 as well. Which
really?
I reckon he could, because even when he gets injured, which is rare, he's back way quicker than most people are. So, yeah, he's a great leader and a great person as well.
Well, that's good because you need him there as long as you can. And you guys are obviously catching up, and you've got a lot of young talent coming through, but it's important he's there. And he actually spoke well not long ago. They asked him, and he's like, that's why I extended. I know what's coming, and it's a great leader. It's great signs. Let's talk about who's the coach's pet before I get to the coach.
Zach is definitely the coach's pet.
I just love him.
It's hard not to like him, but even Scotty jokes about it.
Oh boy,
every clip is Zach, but he does set the example, so it's hard not to show him all the time. But I think Zachy loves being the coach's pet.
Oh yeah, you got to love being on the coach's side.
Yeah,
they obviously do the contracts as well, so they get the old 9-year extension. What about an underrated player that the coach loves? There's always, is it Laverty or something? Is Jaden in there? Is there someone that's really strong that just gets it done every week, coach loves?
Yeah, Jaden would definitely be up there. He's out at the moment as well, so that's another leader from the back line. But yeah, everyone loves the way Jaden goes about it. He gets hurt every week and just cracks in.
He plays undermanned as well.
Undersized, he's a strong man, but he got drafted as a midfielder winger, so it's quite funny to see him. And then you see Nick Martin, talking about him before. He's the same height as Jaden.
Crazy when you think about it like that.
Which is, ridiculous. And they're so different, but, both very valuable.
Speaking of Jaden and yourself, Very valuable. We'll talk about who should have been almost most valuable in the NFL this year, Joe Burrow. Now, a lot of people don't believe me when I tell this story. I was messaging you saying, "Man, I've just got back from Sydney. What's the go?" I was cooked. You're like, "Mate, we might go out. We're not sure."
Yeah, it was a bit.
So just for everyone listening and watching, I can confirm that Guelph and Laverde went out for dinner with Joe Burrow at Crown, Nobu.
Nobu, yeah.
And then I've got good mail that he went on a penguin tour the next day through another mate. But can you just tell everyone how this went about? Because he is the biggest superstar. You know, I love me NFL, but he is as good as it gets. And people will know, if you don't know his name now down here, well, you will in 10 years because he's one of the best you'll see.
Yeah. I saw on someone's Instagram that he was here. He wasn't posting anything. But someone saw him in the city and took a photo. And then I was like, oh, might as well throw him a message. And then I'm training out of the hangar and then I come off to do weights, check my phone. And I got a message back and I'm like, surely not. Like, I'm like kind of running around showing the boys like excited. And then it was like I was more nervous than messaging like a 10 out of 10 girl. Like I was shitting myself. Like, what do I say? I don't want to fuck up here. Trying to act hell cool. Like, yeah. So then he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to tennis. And wasn't really sure if we were going to do anything. Ring Big Cole, my manager. It's like, oh, can you book Nobu? And then he's like, fuck, it's like Friday. It was, the tennis was on. Like it was Oz Day weekend. He's like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. But he rang the big boss, got it sorted. And then got to like the booking 7:30, got to like 7:10. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if he's coming. So I was like, Jaden, we might as well just go. Go there. And then as I'm arriving, I get a text like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like sitting there hell nervous. And Jaden's not there at this point as well. So
so you're coming from different directions.
Yeah. So I stole him from his missus because they had date night.
And go ditch the date night for Joe Burrow.
That's what I said. I said, it's worth it. But I'm sitting there and I've never been so nervous. Waiting. And then I see him like walking down the stairs. I pretend to like read the menu, just like being like cool, like, yeah. And then, but when he sits down, like he's just like any other, like meeting another footballer, meeting another person your age. It was really good. I invited Jaden because he loves his gaming. So they hit it right off. We just sat and talked and spoke about like the differences in our games. He said he watched a bit of our games when he was in college because it was on when he got home, when he couldn't sleep and stuff. So yeah, it was really interesting learning different things about him, different things he works on in the game. And yeah, it was an unreal experience.
Dinner with Burrow's great. So does Jaden love NFL?
So he does. He likes it, but that's partly the reason I invited him because I didn't want like someone fanboying him.
Yeah, nice.
So to make him feel comfortable, and he was loving Melbourne because no one really knew who he was. Even at dinner, one person, like an Irish guy, came up, but other than that, he said he was able to walk around the city. He had a bucket hat on, but like in Cincinnati, he can't go out and do anything.
He wouldn't be able to go out anywhere in America.
No, nowhere. He said like if he wants to go to the movies, has to book it out.
It would be shit living like that, wouldn't it? Like I think his house got broken into this year as well. And
it was just before he came as well.
As the idiots that broke into his house, mind you, they all took selfies and then they found the footage of some kind of tech and they ended up finding him and arresting him and getting it all back. Just idiots.
Yeah, not very smart.
So how long were you at dinner for?
Yeah, good couple hours.
Give us some convos. Like what were you talking about? Because he looks like a real chill dude.
Yeah, he is chill. Gaming, him and Doss were talking about.
So he loves gaming, like what?
Like Marvel, whatever that game is.
I've got no idea. Yeah, so like PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah.
And he smashed, right, they all do that. Probably gets their head out of the game a bit.
Yeah, and I think probably because I can't go out as much as well. What else? We were speaking about like his like weights and stuff, and like Jaden was speaking about he's obviously got to be light to run, and Jaden wants to put on weight after footy, whereas he's heavier than he wants to be because he has to take the hit. Even different things like what they can do with their body with like fixing his elbow and stuff like that you can't do in the AFL, like injecting stuff and stuff like that. So they can do a lot of that, whereas we can't, which he was a bit amazed about. So Yeah.
It's not as strict actually over there. Like you
Nah.
can give, not that we condone this, but like if you get done for steroids over there, I'm pretty sure it's 4 weeks.
Jesus.
And public shame, but like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like so it's like some people that are coming back from a significant injury are better off whacking some sort of steroid in, and then you know it's obviously going to be another 8 weeks. So we'll just take the 4 and the shame, but definitely completely different to obviously the SADA WADA rules down here.
Definitely.
It's just a different industry
Because
they get back from like injuries so quickly. When I say injuries, like soft tissue, like you know you've done a hammy, right? You know how hard it is to get back. They're back in like. I swear they're back in 2-3 weeks. I know they're a completely different
obviously
animal,
different governing body. So, it's a bit more lenient, which it would be nice to like help heal things and stuff like that. Obviously steroids and stuff, like that's a bit too far. But yeah, other stuff like that would be good.
Yeah. So yeah, dinner and then just a chill one. Because he's only in town so my mate said that he's got a private, tour, shuttle bus, whatever. And they reckon there was a few inquiries, a bit like Cole Young, bashing the door down saying, come on, give us an opportunity. Because he wanted to go on a penguin tour the next day. And then he was in and out because he had to go to the Pro Bowl, which is in Vegas. Like I can't believe they come all the way down here and they just leave after 3 days.
Yeah, so he was in Hawaii before Australia, and his favourite movie was Kangaroo Jack growing up. So he thought, why not come over? And then, at Nobu, I was like, what are you doing tomorrow? And he's like, I'm going on a penguin tour. So I could just imagine him on like a bus with all the oldies.
I've actually got the photo. Like my mate's mate took a selfie with him.
Oh, actually? Oh, they're taking a piss.
No. Like, I'll get it up while you're talking. I'll show you. I'm not even taking the piss.
Yeah. So he wanted to experience. So I haven't even done that. So, and then he was out for Pro Bowl pretty quick and almost won MVP, which would have been nice.
Look at this.
That's it. Yeah, he loves the bucket hat trying to hide. So.
See if the camera can zoom in on that. It's Big Smoking Joe on the penguin
It's
tours.
amazing. And he just looks like a normal bloke. Well, not so much that he's got the nice sunnies on and stuff, but I said to him, he even looks Australian, like when he was a Nobu, like just fit in really easy and spoke normal, no arrogance, no nothing, just a good person.
Now, have you kept in contact with the great man?
I try not to message him too much.
Yeah, but like we get a crew over and go watch, maybe they play the Ravens and you just sort out the tickets, the room passes. I'm happy to put the orange on for the day, mate.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Maybe in the off season.
Have you seen they just signed their 2 receivers as well?
Yeah.
So they are loaded, in terms of offense. Now they've seen some defense. Well, mate, it's an amazing story and it's great that you did that. And all you did was, hey, mate, come to the club and come check out the hangar. Yeah. Mate, you got to keep doing that stuff because when you're on the sidelines like me, mate, they don't fucking get back to you. You got to just
want to come see the hangar, but
I mean, no one wants to go out and see the hangar. It's fucking miles away. Maybe you go back to Windy Hill, you'll go have a look. But the hangar, you're out in what are you, Tullamarine these days? Even I don't want to go to the hangar if I was a little kid. Now let's speak of some really good highlights on the footy field. But let's give me a welcome to the AFL moment. Your welcome to the league moment. Everyone's got one.
I don't know. I hated playing Richmond. They were obviously going really well when I got in. I don't really have a moment, but Caddy was always a chirper. It's funny because we got Caddy now as well. His uncle.
Is his uncle?
Yeah, his uncle. Yeah, his dad's brother.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because he's quite young and Cads is really young, but the dad's still quite young. But just a lot of shit talking and bullying and Camden McIntosh. As funny as a winger, Camden McIntosh, like bumper barring. I'm like, oh, this is new to me on a wing. Like, you don't touch each other. You know what it's like.
I remember Buggy, it was a mate of mine, as I was saying, just smashing me on the wing. I'm going, mate, the ball's on the other side of the ground. Can you leave me alone?
Yeah, that's the number one rule as a winger. Don't touch each other. Run the other way.
Yeah, just you go get the ball and I'll get the ball and just don't kick a goal on me.
Yeah.
See you at the end of the game, both that 30. 100%. No dramas. All right, I want to talk about something serious. So you've done some nice things and plenty of nice things on the footy field, but probably the nicest thing I've seen off the field, I think it's Alexis as a young girl that you've even painted your nails for her. And I remember there's a story not long ago, but you did a little celebration for her. Can you just talk to us about the backstory of that and how that's come about?
Yeah, so we're lucky enough at Essendon to do a lot of work with Challenge. So we were in that week before, it was before our actual Challenge game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I asked if I could paint her nails, but she couldn't because of what she was going through, the chemotherapy and stuff. so I offered if she wanted to paint mine, and she painted them, and then I was like, yeah, I'll do a celebration for you if I kick a goal, and we did the bit of a twinkle, but I was a bit nervous because I was playing on Whitfield, and my role was obviously not to kick goals, and I think at halftime I'd hardly touched the footy, I hadn't kicked a goal, and I've never felt so much pressure. Like for a little girl, I wanted to kick this goal and hopefully put a little bit of a smile on her face, but I ended up kicking 3 and it just went from there. So called her after the game and spoke to her, which was really nice. But we've built a good relationship since then. I go see her every now and then, and she's doing a lot better, which is really good. And she gets to go to school now, which is an amazing step for her. And I gave her some Root Club jumpers and she loves. So that's something I've been really proud of, to have that relationship with her. And I want to, keep that going.
That's awesome, mate. I honestly can't. It makes me so happy when I hear players doing that stuff. I think it's the most important thing while you're playing the game is to give back and help people in need. And you'd be surprised at how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah.
I was even thinking about how you're reacting to someone like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You can only imagine how they reacted more when you got your nails painted and you're giving him a call after the game. It's awesome stuff, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Even like you go in there with an Essendon jumper, they might not know who you are. They see the Essendon jumper. It's something different for them. They might have been in hospital for 3 months or longer at some time. So the other day, I was probably a couple of weeks ago, I was in just playing Mario Kart with the kids. So he beat me every game. But just doing things like that, and it's obviously easy for us to do. I was playing video games, and just to put a smile on his face is important.
Yeah, well done. And I think that's something you should encourage with all the players, especially the younger guys coming through. It's always good to give back, which I know they do. I know the players, and I know everyone out there, not just AFL people, but a lot of people do so much good. And it's just good to see when people they look up to you guys. It's important, especially while you got the colours around you, and it won't last forever, as we know. So it's important, but that relationship will. So, that's epic, man. Now give us, let's keep staying on football, but what's your most, I guess, fondest memory, or what's your favourite memory so far in your career?
At Essendon, debut, you can't, everyone says that, but like your family come over, your parents are so proud. It's your dream. That's definitely number one. But a lot of the time it's just even the grind of preseason all together in the sun, carrying on in the gym. That's what I love most about playing footy. And when footy ends, that's what I'll miss the most, just talking shit and carrying on, probably not doing enough work, but that's me talking shit.
Yeah, you need to talk shit, mate. It's something you'll miss when you're on the outside. You don't have all those people around, all the energy. There's always someone dragging their lip. You just get into them. There's always someone you can stir up, isn't there?
There's a lot at our club. So,
well, speaking of sun, you come onto the Tommy Talks podcast and you can put some sunglasses on. Now we've got the old gold box here, the Rick's Gold. You get to open that box up and pick your favourite pair of sunnies.
This is the one everyone knows. These are nice.
Soho Cherry.
I stole these off Jack Ginnivan for a while, so I've worn them enough.
You don't want the cherries?
No.
There you go. This is the Rick's Gold.
These are me, I reckon, a bit different.
I like them.
Look good?
Well, that's a statement piece, mate. You obviously look good. You're the big Roo. You got your own brand that's named after you.
You might have to pay me to model, mate.
Yeah, well, mate, we might have to. We might have to do a little contra deal.
Big budget.
What you do is you do the contra deal. You give them some product and you just work backwards off the product. Your manager won't like that one if I send it through. There you go.
It doesn't align with my values.
You picked the Soho Desert with the green gradient lens. That is a staple piece.
This is nice.
Anyone out there that wants to buy a pair of sunnies, get online, rickseyewear.com.au and get yourself a pair. Use our discount code ACES, Guelf, at the checkout, and you get 20% off and free express shipping.
Wow.
Which is important.
Worldwide or?
Just in Australia, but if your man from Spain gets involved, you let me know. We'll get an extra pair to him. Now, stay on the leave the sunnies on. Tell me what's your favourite place in the world to travel? You've been travelling a fair bit, I've seen.
Yeah. Can't go past. Europe was good, but America with the sport, college football, I think that's a bit better because the language barrier. But I loved New York. But probably the best place we went was when we went to Tennessee, Alabama. That was an unreal experience.
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 100,000 people, full to the brim. The Melbourne boys were there too. It's funny, we stormed the field after. We were actually sat with the Alabama fans, family, so we had to try and keep
Chill
it.
out a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and they're all diehard, which is good. But yeah, we stormed the ground and the posts are coming down and all that. I lost the boys, so I was like, I ended up just leaving with the Melbourne boys because I could see Big Rui, and Lever was there as well, like the big tall boy. So I lost all the boys, so that wasn't quite fun. But yeah, it was a great experience. We had boys jumping on the poles and I got some good videos actually.
I've seen it. I remember you guys are going. I think Guinea was putting stuff up. He had a few. Which
I wasn't with him. So
can you drink in the stadium there?
Yeah.
Because when I went to Alabama game, you couldn't drink inside the stadium. You could drink. Everyone had a few drinks outside responsibly.
Yeah,
they were blind. I'll give you the tip. But everyone literally just loads up and then walks in. And when we went, there was
I think it's for different grounds.
Yeah.
I went to a Jayhawks game as well, which was really cool, at Arrowhead, which was a cool thing to do. And it was pretty amazing. You go to that stadium, it reminded me of the old Subi. It was a bit run down.
Yeah, run down, but like got a lot of, it's like real famous.
Yeah,
exactly. A bit like Green Bay. It's a bit like that, real run down, but everyone wants to go there.
Up a bit with all the money they
I think they are. I think they are doing something.
Okay.
I read the other day. I know Cleveland's doing a massive they've got a massive project on at the moment. They're going to be doing something. But yeah, Arrowhead's quite famous and loud. They reckon it's the second loudest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was pretty loud for a college game. So, yeah.
What's the one place in the world you haven't been that you'd love to take the Rixies with you?
It's tough.
Because obviously when you're playing football, it gets to about mid-season where you start to book your trip in October, praying that you last all the way to the end and you get a few boys and you go away. Where would you be looking?
I'd love to go back to America again to see a bit more. I don't know, maybe Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah. Oh, you'd have to tick that off. I don't think Cincinnati would be a flash place. You should get Joe to just get you some tickets when he's in LA.
Yeah, well, we went to a Rams game, which was sick, on the field. So that was an amazing experience. But I'm actually a Chargers fan, so I've got a soft spot for the Rams now.
Chargers, who'd they just pick up? I'm trying to think. They got a running back. Devontae Adams went to the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so far it's the best stadium.
Yeah.
I watched Cincinnati and Chargers.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like that big screen up the top.
Mate.
It'd be nice if we could get something like that at the G to hang it down.
We'll get something, especially that game that comes out. Well, mate, thank you so much for jumping on the potty, mate.
Thank you.
It's always good to get new faces in the building. Appreciate you telling a little bit of your story. Obviously, we can talk footy all days, but all the best for recovery. Get back out there, kick some sausages, and keep up your good work with Alexis and everyone off field. And for everyone out there that wants to book the great man, I mean, I'm looking at him in those Soho Rixies, and I'm thinking maybe we need to get him in the next photo shoot down here in Melbourne. So head online and make sure you book the great man. But to everyone that tunes in weekly, thank you so much for your support. We hope you like this one. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We love it when you hit the subscribe button, and send this one on to a mate that would love to hear it or watch it. That's all I've got, mate. Anything else?
Thanks for having me. You have me on the next Ricks campaign.
We will. We'll make sure we cut something up. We'll make sure we cut something with a big room next to me. Righto, guys. That's all I got for you. Take care. Have a good week, and we'll speak to you soon. Aces, I know that's the end of the show, but here's a shameless plug for Ricks. It doesn't come without great value. Use our discount code ACES to get 20% off site-wide on us. And don't be worried about shopping eyewear online. We'll give you our 90-day free return policy just in case they're not the perfect fit. Head over to rickseyewear.com.au and find your fit today.
You need your bodyguard to be quick. And Gas is as quick as they come. Still, he's not as quick as a PointsBet app where I can place my same game multi before he's had a chance to even... We'll call that a draw.
It's never been quicker to piece together an NBA same-game multi with PointsBet.
Memories.
PointsBet. Built different. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.